Hi, this is science teacher Matt Nupin and co-founder of DocentEDU. And a science teacher asked me how they could docent this chemistry lab that they wanted to do with their students. So this is a PDF though, analysis of food dyes and beverages from Flynn Scientific. And she wanted to be able to take this and use docent with it. And the big benefits were going to be of then being able to embed videos and images kind of showing the actual different parts, so really be able to quickly modify this and have students put in their responses right there. So this video I'm going to go through and explain kind of how I did that. So since it's a PDF, what we need to first do is convert it into a doc. So I've got my PDF, I've already uploaded it to Google Drive, right click on it, and then go to Open with Google Docs. And what this will do is create basically a doc text version of this. So it kind of takes all that text and moves it out of the PDF into something that you can actually edit. And so the way Google Docs does this is that every first page will have the original as an image now, and then after that will be the text and then this text you can actually edit. So going back up here, one of the things is that, this lab activity has a lot of images that we want to keep. And so the way that we can keep these is if you double click on an image in Google Docs, it now gives you this option of cropping the images. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to crop this down, remove all that text, so I just have the image. And when I click off to the side, there's my image, and I want to move this back down to where it was before. So I will cut that out, and then bring it down here. Now some of the things don't turn out exactly right, so this is the text that are removed from that image, or that figure. So I'll delete that. I'm just going to paste in that image. So there's quite a few images that were kind of scattered around in here, and I've gone ahead and changed those around. So here is the document of where I'd say this maybe took me about 20 minutes fixing up this document. It's well worth it if this is something that you're going to be using with a fair number of students, because the benefit is that by doing 20 minutes now and kind of your setup of this document, students now can watch this on any screen size, whether they're using an iPad or their smartphone or a desktop. The text is going to easily resize. And if you've ever tried reading a PDF on a smartphone, it just doesn't work. And this is also something now that she can use with Docent. And so going through, this looks fairly similar to the actual PDF and is broken up into the different parts. So the last thing you need to do now, before you can use Docent with it, is you need to publish this document. So click on File and then Publish to Web. Now I've already published this. This is the link that you're going to want. So I'll copy that, and I'm going to paste this in a new link, or paste that into the URL. Go there. This is the link that you would share with your students. So this is how it then looks on the page. And when you load in the Docent layer, I've already added in a lot of stuff for this. Oh, sorry, no, this is the one that I did. My mistake, because that was a new document. This is the one that I made before. All right, so this is the document that I docented before. I highlighted the text up here, so these are kind of the vocab words. I added little tiny notes for it. The way I would do that is over here in the annotation toolbar. Take your highlight tool and select what you'd like. So let's see, a spectrophotometer. I'm going to highlight that. And now if I want to add a note, I'll click on our highlight note tool, click on that and explain. So I'll need a much better description than that for my students. But now when they click on it, they can now see that. So we've got a little bit of interactivity. Here's a PhET simulation that's embedded in it. So students, if they click on that, they'd actually be taken to that page. The PhET simulations don't embed. This is kind of one of their older ones. I've got the images that are in here. And then as we go down farther, one of the activities students must do is they have to dilute a solution. So sure enough, here is a video that we got up off YouTube. Carolina made it, showing students how to walk them through the whole process of not only doing the calculations, but the actual dilution of this. So now there's a great way to blend your labs, and that now as students are going through, they can go through at their own pace, and you're free to walk around the room. Some students need more help; they can kind of go through it. Here's a PhET simulation that we can embed, so students can then click on this and actually go through it on the page. And one of the things is that now these pre-lab questions, you can also ask these questions right there. So I just simply copied the original text and pasted it in as a new question. To do that, you click on the question tool, click where you want to add it, and then Click create. And the great thing about this is that now Docent will take all of the student responses and it's going to be collecting all of them so you can grade them in the dashboard. And so you can either grade them by student or by question. And so if I wanted to, in the dashboard, I can view all of the student responses for just this question. So when I do my grading, it's going to be much more efficient and streamlined, and I can focus on specific questions. So I've gone through and I just took the original questions that they had, copy and pasted them in here. If you ever need to go back, you can always click on edit, edit your text that you have in there, and then just click save again, and students can do that. Another great thing too is with the sticky note, you can click add in as many sticky notes as you want. And this is a good way of adding in images. So for the different labware, let's say if maybe not all my students are familiar with what the pipette bulb looks like. And so I can just simply, Google an image for that and paste that in, and now students will know what the pipette bulb looks like. They're very quick. You can always just simply delete those as you go along. And then we kind of have all of our other questions as we're going along. So this is how we were able to take this PDF of a analysis of food dyes lab activity, and then we converted it into a text document that works great on all different on all different browsers. And one of the things you can't do with the Google Doc is add in videos. So now we're able to add in videos, images, simulations, and ask those questions, which grading them through Docent is much more efficient than looking at 100 different lab sheets or lab reports at the very end. It's going to make your life a lot easier, we hope, as a science teacher. And last thing, if you ever run into problems, click on the feedback button down here. Type this in. This sends us an email directly, so we can get back to you as soon as possible. Just tell us if you ran into a problem. Maybe you've got an idea that would make your life easier, your students' lives easier, and just send that to us. And we really appreciate that because we really want to hear from teachers and make sure this is the ideal lesson tool, whether you are doing an English book, a poem, social studies, math even, or in this case, if you wanted to blend your chemistry labs, this is a really great way. It really changes your teaching practice. For myself as a science teacher, it's really made my life a lot easier. My students love it because they can go at their own pace, and no longer are they asking me to explain, explain that thing again, or can you slow down? Can you go over that again? Students can go at their own pace, and I'm free to walk around and work with students one-on-one. So thank you. This was Matt, co-founder of DocentEDU and high school science teacher.